Hello and welcome to the remarketing video. Today we will run through the different types of remarketing available, how it works and how to get it set up in the quickest and the easiest way possible to get you up and running. So remarketing with Google allows you to effectively follow your previous website visitors as they browse the internet. This is really powerful as people aren't necessarily going to purchase or make an inquiry on the first visit to your website. So being able to maintain a presence in front of previous website visitors can do wonders for your conversion levels. The most popular and simplest way of remarketing with Google is via text ads and graphical ads on the display network. The Google Display Network is made up of sites that have chosen to allow Google Ads and is typically a cheaper cost per click than the search network. So these are websites that have a piece of code on them called Google AdSense, and this means that Google can serve their ads on those websites. That means the likes of Sky News, eBay and millions of websites across the world will have the functionality within them to display Google Ads, meaning that your previous website visitor is very likely to see one of your ads as they move around and browse the internet. There are a few different methods of remarketing. There's mobile app remarketing, which allows you to show ads to those that have previously visited your mobile app or mobile website as they browse other mobile websites or apps. There's video remarketing, which shows ads to people that have interacted with your videos or YouTube channel. There's also remarketing for search, which shows ads to previous visitors as they carry out related searches after leaving your website. So this particular method still uses the search network. There is also dynamic remarketing, which is particularly good for e-commerce businesses as it remarkets the specific product that was viewed. So if you've recently been shopping for shoes online and you've used one of the big retailers, it's very likely that that particular pair of shoes has been following you around since you last looked at them. Custom parameters are required to make this work, and there will be a website feed involved. So this is a job for your developer. Due to the complexities of dynamic remarketing, it is worth referring your web developer to the in-depth instructions which are available within AdWords Help. Now, standard remarketing is the simplest and quickest way to start using remarketing effectively. There's no fancy feeds or parameters needed. You can simply create a tag, get your banners created, and you're pretty much good to go. You can use either text or graphical ads, and standard remarketing is still flexible enough to be very targeted and allow you to use tailored messaging within your ads. All of these remarketing methods allow you to reach your previous website visitors when they're most likely to buy, so you can stay top of mind, increase brand awareness and credibility. And you'll tend to find that most people still don't understand remarketing, so when someone comes to your website as a potential customer and they start seeing you everywhere, it can have the effect of making you look much bigger than you actually are. When using remarketing banners, ensure they're nice and eye-catching, similar in style to your website, and that they use your logo, because what we want is for them to look familiar to those that have been to your website previously, which should increase the amount of people that click through and go back onto your website. Here's an example of how remarketing looks. This here is a remarketing ad that we run that promotes our done for you AdWords service. So as you can see, we're appearing on eBay, which is great for credibility. So in this example, we're sat next to a Google Book product, but we could be appearing next to any range of products on eBay because it's the person that we're following. We're not choosing particular sort of page placements. So when setting up remarketing, consider the length of your sales cycle, because you'll want your ads to run long enough for people to still come back and make the purchase or make the inquiry, but you don't want it to run too long that it becomes annoying for the person that's previously been to your website, plus it can start wasting budget for you as well. So who do you want to target? Should you avoid remarketing to those who have already converted? So if someone has already made a purchase, or they've got to a thank you page where they've made a form submission, maybe at that point you've captured their details and maybe be in a follow-up sales cycle by then. If they are, then you're not going to want to pay for remarketing clicks potentially. It really depends on your business model. Now, there are some businesses that Google won't allow remarketing for. As an example, adult, racial, religious, etc. But also ads targeting children and health conditions as well. So if you're in one of these sectors, then you will want to be looking into Google's remarketing policies. To set up remarketing, we want to go to the shared library, then audiences, plus remarketing list. Then you can choose whether to use your analytics tag or an AdWords tag. If you use an analytics tag, it runs off what you already have on your website if you've already followed the analytics setup video. If, however, you want to keep things separate, then an AdWords tag can easily be added to your website. Just simply paste it just before the end body tag within each page of your website's code. Then once it's set up, we want to create a remarketing campaign using display network only. Now, this will do a few things, but it will allow us to have remarketing within its own campaign so we can attribute budget accordingly. But also, we don't want to mix remarketing in with other campaigns because it will make optimization difficult, and also because it's on the display network, you will naturally get a lot of impressions, so click-through rate will ultimately be much lower than what you would get on normal search network campaigns. Okay, so let's go over to Google for a live example. Okay, so we're now over in Google. If we go down to shared library, we can choose whether to set up dynamic ads, particularly good for e-commerce sites, but you will require a feed which your developer will need to help with, or we can just go straight ahead and set up remarketing. So we can choose to use the Google Analytics tag here, or we can select the AdWords remarketing tag here. Now, if you're confident your analytics is all set up correctly, then select this box. You can send the tag setup instructions to someone in particular, but you should already have the analytics tag on your website, so no other work would be required. So we continue. Okay, so we need to review the list. This is all visitors, people have visited pages that contain our remarketing tags. Okay, return to audiences. It may take a little while, but Google will soon establish the link between Google Analytics and AdWords if you selected that option, or it will change this message to one saying that it can see an AdWords tag on your website once it has been added on. If you then go to set up your campaign. Okay, so we've selected display network only. We can also select remarketing from the option here. We put in our campaign name. We scroll down, give it a daily budget. You can now select location, ad scheduling options, etc. But I personally tend to leave remarketing open to anyone that's been to the website before. I believe that they're a good prospect and that they will convert at a good rate. I therefore don't want to restrict the campaign by any means. You can also see here that Google don't recommend restricting this either. Now, ad scheduling you could put in place. It really depends on your business, but for our business I wouldn't see the need to do this. I'll then click save and continue. I'll add my ad group name. I will put in my bid here. Now, I've had to skip off the demo account in order to create this video, so you would normally just see your all visitors tag. You would just select that. I don't see the need to narrow the targeting. I'm happy for Google to automatically find new customers, so I'll then save and continue. Now here I need to upload my ads. So if you're using text ads, you would add them here as you would in a normal ad group. But for remarketing and standing out, I really much prefer graphical ads, so I will add an image ad. And I will now start going through and adding each different size variation of the ads that we've got prepared. So I'll first choose the 120 by 600 ad. I put the ad's name as the ad size just to help. For example purposes, I'm just going to use our main homepage URL, but you may want to drive your ads to inner pages, which is often the best choice. Then go to create next ad, go to image ad, upload. I will go to our next size, and I will do the same again, 160 by 600. Just put in our home page, create next ad, image ad, upload. Now I'll take 300 by 250, add the size. Next ad, .336 by 280, create next ad, .468 by 60. And last but not least, .728 by 90. And then done. Then save ads. Now it's important to note here that the 6 sizes that I've used are most popular in terms of inventory spaces on websites across the Google Display Network. So make a note of these sizes: 120 by 600, 160 by 600, 300 by 250, 336 by 280, 468 by 60, and 728 by 90. Now using these banners for example purposes is fine, but make sure the quality of your banners is really high. A good place to go to get banners created, if you don't know how to do this yourself, would be some of the popular freelance websites where you can often get a graphic designer for £20–30 to create some graphical ads. So People Per Hour, Elance, Odesk, those sorts of places will be absolutely fine to find a graphic designer to get all these made professionally for you. Now this ad group here is very generic. We're targeting everyone that's come to our website. We can now start splitting down our targeting to target people that have been to particular pages and therefore show them particular ads, which is great because you can tailor your messaging specifically to those people. Now to create a remarketing list of people that have been to particular pages, just skip over to your shared library, go to plus remarketing list, and here you can set up a remarketing list which targets people that have been to a particular page, who didn't visit another page, who visited during specific dates, etc. Once you've selected your options, you go to save, and then you target that list within your ad group. Therefore you can then upload the banner ads that are relevant to people that have visited that particular page, and you can be very, very targeted and specific in your messaging. Okay, so that's remarketing. I hope you found it useful, and I'll see you in the next video.